Welcome to Greg's Corner, and I'm Greg Myers, and today we're going to be talking about Windows NT Workstation 4.0. Windows NT was created way back in the day, back when I looked like this, back in 1996. Back when I was in high school, playing soccer and doing most of the things that a normal high schooler would do. Now, think back to when you were in that age and what kind of technology there was during this time, and keep that in mind when I'm talking about Windows NT Workstation, because I'm going to be talking about some of the strengths and some of the limitations of the operating system. And in today's standards, probably everything is looked at as a limitation, but I just wanted to let you know that and just keep that in mind, okay? So with that said, let's talk about Windows NT. Windows NT Workstation 4.0 is an upgraded version of Windows NT 3.5, and with this upgrade there are several different strengths that this operating system has. One of the strengths is that it decided to use the Windows 95 graphical interface, which is a major plus, because it is easier to navigate through than the previous operating system, and has more customizable options within the desktop, which is key. Another strength is that you have the option of using the NTFS file system. Basically, an NTFS file system is an upgraded file system off of the FAT file system, and it's used in most Windows operating systems today. It allows you to create longer file names, longer than I think 8 digits, which MS-DOS used to only allow, and also lets you provide folder and file security by creating permissions that only certain users can use, open certain files and stuff like that. So that is a nice feature and a nice reason why this is an upgrade over the previous version. Another strength is its security. Because of the NTFS file system, it allows you to, again, have security at the file and folder level, and also the system requires you to have a login name and secure and password on start, of which Windows 95, I think 98, and YMV don't require you to have. So based on that, it has added security that those other operating systems do not have. It also is more stable. If you think about it, most Windows operating systems, you can't say stability as being a key strength in working with them, because you often run into problems which require you to reboot, or you lose information because the computer freezes. Windows NT Workstation tried to solve some of these problems and creating an environment that, true, you're going to have some of those things happen, but it's not going to happen as much as other versions. So that is a nice feature, but still they need to improve on. Another strength is the amount of RAM that you can be able to use, and that is key because it allows up to 4 gigs of RAM, which is amazing for 1996. That allows up to 4 gigs of RAM. I can't believe that, because most computers nowadays don't even have 4 gigs of RAM in them now. And it also lets you do something called virtual memory, which creates a swap file on your hard drive and lets your hard drive act as memory, which is a nice feature. Those are the strengths of this operating system. Next, I'll be talking about the limitations. Limitations for Windows NT. There are several limitations to this operating system, and one includes the hard drive. In the initial setup of this operating system, it only allows you to create a partition that is 4 gigs big, which is amazingly small for anybody to use an operating system on just 4 gigs on a 4 gig partition. I mean, that's insane in today's world, and so that is a major limitation. and it requires you then to also go back and format the rest of the disk space on your disk drive later so that it can be usable, because it will be unpartitioned if you don't do that. So that's a major limitation. Another limitation is that it doesn't allow you to use the plug-and-play aspect that most other operating systems have, which means that it is harder to install software than it would typically be on other operating systems. Usually a plug-and-play lets you connect a USB device pretty easily, and goes through the setup in a relatively easy manner. And in this operating system, it doesn't have that ability, so it might be a little harder to get some programs or some hardware to install. I mean, not software, but hardware to install in this system. And that's just something you might have to struggle with. And also that certain hardware today might not be compatible with that, or certain software today might not be compatible with this operating system, which is a limitation, because there are no current upgrades for this system. The upgrades stopped in like '99 with like the final service pack of 6.A, and so they haven't made any updates for this operating system since that time, and so that's a significant limitation. So why is it still in use today? Windows NT is still in use because several businesses or whatnot haven't upgraded their systems, haven't upgraded their programs to run on different operating systems, and pretty much that's the reason why it hasn't been totally discarded in the business sector. Until that happens, until those programs and get upgraded to be compatible with newer versions of Windows, Windows NT is still going to be used today. And you'll always have the occasional computer guy wanting to dabble with older computer systems and see the intricacies of each computer system. So you're always going to get that too. So those are that's pretty much the reason why Windows NT is still used today.